Hey there, vinyl community. Hope everyone's doing all right. Perhaps I should turn this down a little bit so we can talk. Um, just made a video yesterday, and I just kind of felt inspired to make another one today. But maybe something a little different. Keep things interesting, right? So, kind of four records. These are either relatively recent acquisitions or just stuff that I've been listening to a lot lately. So there's one in particular that I want to show, kind of brag a little bit about. I'm really happy to have scored a nice copy of. Should I save that one to the end? Yeah, let's save that one to the end. Um, but we'll start off with who I have on the turntable that you probably hear. This is a band been around for a long time, since the early '90s, like '92. Um, and this is their last full-length release, Zeke. And this is how do I put it? This is kind of punk, uh, but Motorhead like punk. Right on the right where right at that sweet spot where metal and punk meet. I think it tends to be a little bit more metal. But this is the band. They've been around for a long time, have quite a few records. This was their last full length. Look at the title of some of these tracks. Uh, all the way, two-lane blacktop, on the road, working man, hellbender, county jail. Uh, yeah, this is should be taken with with a grain of salt, a good sense of humor, rockin' band live, just a blitzkrieg. Um, Reminds me of the best parts of the Ramones and Motorhead, and kind of taking from the punk and the garage traditions, um, all around that. So interesting band. I don't hear that many people ever talk about them. But this is a great album. This was a reunion album that they did later in their career. But from my ears, it has all the ingredients that made this a killer band to begin with, and I would I would recommend it. This was actually a gift from somebody, and they turned me on to it, and I've worked my way backwards. And yeah, pretty cool band. Uh, Next is another band. It's a band from not an American band, but that's shiny. I'm one of these people who keeps the shrink on there, and then they don't show up good because it's glossy and glary. So we'll just have to deal with it. This is a band called White Heaven. This is a Japanese garage rock band. I wouldn't call them punk. I think most of their influences, to me, I hear a lot of MC5 on this. A lot of but this is interesting because gets a little experimental, and band really uh, kind of does some really good workouts on this. And while there are the great heavy and hard moments on White Heaven, there's lots of moments for them to experiment and try different things. This is a reissue. The original album came out in '92. Um, just a really, if you haven't heard this, I know some people know it because I've talked about it on live streams and stuff with people. But this is a killer record, and really one that deserves a spot in your collection if you like. If you like that, if you like kind of the MC5 end of punkish garage rock. Um, Good record, and this is a stellar reissue. This is one of those reissues where I think I'm sure I could probably locate an original, and I just don't feel inspired because this is such a nice reissue, and it sounds so good, and it's quality, and it looks great, and I just haven't felt the need. So I'm sure you could pick this up, this reissue. I'm sure it's not expensive. I would recommend it for $20. You can't go wrong, and this has become a cherished album for me. Really, really great record when I'm in the mood for it. Next, I wanted to show. Um, this is a record that I discovered a couple months ago. Um, it's the Pirates, and so the Pirates are. Um, they used to be another band. They were Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, and Johnny Kidd is not part of this. This was a reunion that came out years later. This album came out in '77. I heard about this on Randy's live stream, on Dead Wax's live stream. And he just said, if you don't have this live album, he goes, you need to own it. And he played, I believe he played a track from it. And this is a smoking. If you like gritty garage rock played in the bar with everybody sweating and cigarette smoke filling the air, and just that whole vibe comes through on this, and a fantabulous performance on this record. And this can be had. I think I paid $10 for my copy. It has a sticker on here, but that can be discarded. And it's readily available. And anyone who likes, if you like, Radio Birdman, and you like that kind of music, this is a record that's worth tracking down, and should be pretty easy to get a hold of. Get it now, because this is kind of one of those records that once it's gone, it'll never get a repress, and people will say, I should have grabbed that when it was $10, and it'll be worth owning. 1977, The Pirates. And finally, a record that so I had a copy of this record, but mine was well used, and there have been some reissues of it, but I've held on to my copy just because it was an OG, and I just held on to it for that reason. And then I came upon in one of my locals, lo and behold, had it at a very reasonable price, and that's Dead Moon. This is a killer band. Came out in 1987, I believe. I think that's when this is their first record, and 1988. And members of this band have been involved in a lot of different projects. Dead Moon is an interesting combination of punk and garage, and mixed in with a little bit of goth, and really, really interesting, terrific band. And if this is probably the perfect place to start with their catalog. There's the Tombstone. They've been reissued on another label though, so if you want to get a hold of this is not hard to get a hold of. If you're willing to get it on and they have 7 or 8 records and a couple compilations too. I recommend the live albums are really, really good, and all of their records are similar, but I would say this to me is the best one, but that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't really good. So if you stumble across any of their records, you won't be disappointed at what you hear. They do a version of Hey Joe on here, and which was kind of like an underground hit, I guess, or whatever. But their version of Hey Joe is by far my favorite version of the song. And it's a band. They were around for a long time. The members were well into their 50s when they really caught on, and they became kind of big in Europe, in Germany, and across Europe, almost more so than in the States. But they were pop. They had a following in the States, but it was more of a cult following. Whereas I think they really were able to make a living touring Europe, and just a really interesting facet of kind of garage punk that maybe I haven't heard that many people talk about this, and worth tracking down if you're interested in like a punk rock, garage rock with a little hint of gothic aspects of it. A lot of subject matters were often about the brokenhearted and you know and that kind of feel. It's a fantastic record and uh, one of my favorites. And I've been playing this a lot ever since I got it over last weekend. Um, I have been telling everyone I know about about grabbing this just because I was so excited to get it. So anyway, those are the four records I wanted to. I had some other records, but I thought I'd keep this one about um, kind of in a certain category in the kind of rock and roll garage rock category. I have some other things. I want to talk about Negative Land one day, so we'll get to that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you got turned on to some records you might not have heard of before. And we'll see you later.